Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great today. Okay, so I have so much to say, but I won't say it all. And it looks like I'm gonna speak a little bit of Igbo in this video. So, Obone Boni Igbo, and you're listening to me now. Achọmka ige m ntị. Unu na-ayọ n'afọ na ihe mee nwanne anyị nwoke Nnamdi Kanu bụ ihe akwadogolo akwado a long time ago. It's a plan. I don't really know a lot of people who were not expecting this to happen. I personally was expecting it to happen. But something in the Igbo caveat to this. Naturally speaking, they have psychologically prepared us enough for it. But no matter how much anyone prepares you for something like this, barefaced, glaring injustice, given that we are in a country where terrorists who kill, and they don't just kill, they do sacrificial killing. They kill in the most horrific manner known to mankind. They just get taken to a place where they call rehabilitation center, where they basically just take care of them, give them VIP treatments, and then the next minute they call them repentant terrorists and are integrated into the Nigerian system. In a country that does this, a country that tolerates hardened terrorists, globally proscribed, having peace talks with government authorities, having press conferences, terrorists that disembowel pregnant women, take their children, the babies out of their wombs and then kill the babies, are pardoned without even a chastisement, nothing, just pardoned, integrated, all VIP. In a country that is like that, one would expect that it is absolutely impossible to sentence a man like Nnamdi Kanu for what he said in a broadcast. But we are living in a theater of the absurd. Nigeria is a quintessence of absurdities. But that's not even where I am going. Nene benaga. Ken Munti. Ununayo na funa since Kamwe Donald Trump mecha luta Nigeria for all their wickedness and crimes. Chupuna wenya ike owe designate Nigeria. That ever since then, when he went there, Izibwe watching there, all of them have been fighting, looking for how to say that it is the problem of Igbo people. Non Igbo melo Trump ujiwe lota Nigeria. Etosi we lota Nigeria now. The same BBC that coined the propaganda terminology of Igbo Q was the first to fire the first shot by claiming that it was IPOB affiliated organizations that carried out the campaign to Donald Trump. Here man against those guys no kafa we bidaga bubendi bai. Nka make the kwa make on a chi walk on your ebute kwa another one. Nka make kwa gonna be trend on kwa ebute kwa another one again now. That no some Biafra we put some stupid document has now with them from 2021. Meanwhile, Trump had already designated Nigeria in 2020 before. natural death. So basically, if you look at it, if you have no need bihariak everywhere, now try to have we rope on the book in Kebidaga before Donald Trump Polundia Milan and Nigeria. He had the plan. Had Chohoka Ndibo di normal, di okay, di same. Before Trump land there, because now Malugo Namwe Trump ga land in Nigeria within them, and all got fear of how we carry out their plans against Ndibo. That is why MAZI NNAMDI KANU Juebia, to me, not as a surprise, but as a setup or distraction or setup. Actually, can the buy react here? Can the buy be do declare basita to munkan na nibo ka we mwiki buluzindi befa uniform. Weje ba sine go serious threat in that place. Then we serious and we can declare state of emergency na buy. We buluzi uniform repentant in one hand. We unleash it on our people. Mbe repentant terrorists basi na bayana army na bayana police beki chinandini na haiti ngasi na army no. The bank kwan muntio. Since the Civil War of 1967 and 1970, Ayadibe were anywhere close to freedom as we are today. Not for once. Chineke na azagokwe belanyo. Not to hear your brother now, because I'm in a place where I should know. I have never come across an Igbo person. Maybe there are one or two exceptions, but it's hard. I've not come across an Igbo person that deep down in their soul does not wish and pray for Chineke na to zana our berekenyani freedom kainwelo why. Only Igbo for ngolala but this pain and this burden now bali everywhere. Muana wasiki as your own brother no ni simini maybe me that na Chineke na zage belawa, not that no na cheese just zage already. Ndia we na chozike provoke why can you make something oga by me tupu nyemaka na chibia elu ayaka obuna hebuto sigondi by nine. It was set up. So I told me with a video. Kesasi video to as many people as possible. One the buying in and I'm say who no bana dere no ju una ango na ungo na unko na bia. At the US Congress hearing on the designation of Nigeria, hearing now take place right now. A congressman, black man, literally was speaking about MAZI NNAMDI KANU to the hearing of the whole world media not there. The guy when they disgrace Nigeria with the case of MAZI NNAMDI KANU even mentioned that the guy had to defend himself with sickness and everything. Yet terrorists are walking around free, holding press conferences. Owanina Malugo, Nigeria is dancing naked. Completely naked in front of the whole world, and only Nigeria seems not to know that it is naked. Happen on Nigeria, okay? Happen on Nigeria. Una dabakwana trap in the Nigeria. Dono muna kananti, jidono muna aka. Una wakwana anwa. Overreact to heneme one nine because decision on our brother. Mpotia Adiko decided I will not speak more than that. Una wana we baye na trap mpakara ndi ukwensua because I daba na trap fa more deaths for us. Don't worry yourself about MAZI. Lotana mbwagia today one nine woke ya puta, and it will happen soon. God bless you.
So right now, MAZI NNAMDI KANU is now in Sokoto State, and our challenge anyway in this is that most of the documents he's supposed to file in Abuja Court of Appeal, he may not be able to file it anymore because he needed to file processes at the Court of Appeal We challenge the judgment that was delivered yesterday by the Federal High Court Judge, Honorable Justice James Omotosho, and moving him to Sokoto is now going to act as an impediment to his filing those appeal processes.
James, and I want to thank him. February of 2024, he had a very important hearing on Nigeria and other advocacy throughout that time. So the floor is yours.
Mr. Chairman, thank you so much for your personal invitation, for your leadership, and for your friendship. I'm honored to be back. Psalms 96:14 asks, "Who will rise up for me against the wicked? Who will take a stand for me against evildoers?" Nigeria is facing one of the gravest religious freedom crises in the world. As the former chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee on Africa, I have visited and have seen firsthand the direness of the conditions in what is now the deadliest place on earth to be a Christian. They are targeted, displaced, and killed simply for their faith. The ancient plea, "Is there no help for the widow's son?" still echoes today. Since 2019, nearly 17,000 Christians have been killed. In the first 7 months of this year alone, hundreds more were murdered. On June 13th, during the Yellowwater Massacre, more than 280 Christians were slaughtered in a single day. These are not isolated tragedies, but a sustained pattern of religiously motivated violence, often ignored or even enabled by the Nigerian government. Extremist groups like Boko Haram, Fulani militants, and ISIS West Africa attack often without any meaningful intervention from authorities. The lack of response has created an atmosphere of impunity where Christians continue to live in constant threat and fear. The United States has previously recognized this crisis. President Trump not only designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern during his first term, but redesignated it again in his second term after President Biden inexplicably removed that designation. Religious persecution is tied to political repression and weakening institutions in Nigeria. Example, the detention of MAZI NNAMDI KANU is a clear example. In 2022, Nigeria's Court of Appeal struck down the charges against him and ordered his release. The UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has also called for his unconditional release. Yet he remains in solitary confinement, in deteriorating health, and recently had to represent himself in court. Nigeria has signaled that the law is optional and targeting Christians is fair game. Just hours ago this morning, despite the pleas and cries of the Nigerian people and many Nigerian lawmakers, MAZI NNAMDI KANU was convicted on all charges. For fiscal year 2025, the U.S. has requested nearly $8 billion for sub-Saharan Africa. But when Americans see political prisoners, judicial defiance, and the slaughter of Christians, they understandably ask as they meet their own struggles, why should our tax dollars support governments that refuse to protect their own people? Is our aid aiding a genocide? Nigeria is a nation of tremendous potential, but that potential is being choked out by violent persecution of its Christian population. No country can build a stable future where churches are burned, believers are killed, and communities live in fear. The United States must stay engaged, and Nigeria must change course now. Mr. Pratt, a direct question. Do you believe in your professional assessment that the government of Nigeria has been infiltrated by jihadists?
I do not believe that the government of Nigeria has been infiltrated by jihadists.
Okay, because when you look at the selective enforcement of the rule of law, one might question if there are any favoritism or looking the other way when groups are being specifically targeted, despite the fact, as my colleague Mr. Moore mentioned, not enforcing the rule of law with regard to weapons. My next question, how has the Nigerian government reacted since President Trump's country of particular concern designation announcement?
They have taken the designation very seriously. There is a senior delegation here now. They will meet with the most senior officials of the U.S. government this week. And we have already demarched the government in Abuja and here in Washington on the action plan. And I can say that the results so far have been positive in terms of cooperation.
The Nigerian government needs to do more to address this issue themselves, but what measures are being taken to assist Nigeria to increase its focus on persecution, particularly in the Middle Belt?
Yeah, so thank you for your question, Congressman James. As you mentioned, the Middle Belt is a particular concern. That's where Christians, you mentioned Yalwada, where 250 or 280 Christians were killed, massacred. They were targeted because they were Christians. Churches have been burned there. There have been internally displaced people there. And so we're reviewing all options at the State Department, including Chairman Smith, you mentioned our bureau, we have Global Magnitsky Act sanctions. We have other tools at our disposal as well to make sure that Nigeria, the Nigerian government gets the message that we are serious about the persecution of Christians and other communities as well, but particularly Christians right now who are suffering disproportionately in the Middle Belt.
Thank you for your answer, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for having me again. God bless you, and good luck. I'm here for you.
Thank you, sir.
I always ask this question, and to date, no answer. How do we get here as a nation? How did we get here? Today, go on social media. Go on the street on social media. The discussion right now is Nigeria. There is no day that you wake up and you will not hear news about Nigeria. And the news you'll be hearing about Nigeria are not good at all. The only people that try to paint this country as good are politicians. Are the ones who know what is happening in this country and they can just stop it. But today, they are just running here and there, while the innocents are the ones suffering, going through all these pains, all this hardship, all these difficulties that our politicians have caused us. I ask, how do we get here? The country is tearing apart, truth be told. And when you talk, they will come after you. When you try to tell them this is what is going on, they will not listen. How do we get here as a nation? Like we, the generation, the children of the generation, what are we going to tell our children about the leaders we have today? What are we going to tell them? This is what they have done. This is the good things they have done, or this is the bad thing, the kind of havoc they have caused to the people. What on earth you will not find on the social split concerning Nigeria? When you talk of religious genocide, they are talking about it. When you talk of all these malicious, they are there. When you talk of terrorists, they are there. When you talk of oppression by the politicians, they are there. When you talk of a lot of things that has been going on, even recently, I don't know, the case of MAZI NNAMDI KANU. People have been begging. You watch the video, you listen to them. They discuss Nigeria day in, day out, both in the country, both in Africa and the world at large, physically and on the social media space. Who are those tarnishing our image? They are politicians because they know what is right, they know what is good, but they don't want to do it. They try to cover it up. And you expect people to be quiet? Life is precious. Life is precious. Life is more than your political ambition. Life is more than whatsoever you think of. But I don't think these people really value the people they have. I don't think that these people know what they are doing. I don't think these people have the idea that one day they will leave this miserable world. How do we get here? How do we get here? When you go to some other country, they will be proud of their former leaders. But how can we be proud of this set of people we have as a leader? How? That cannot provide solution to what they cause themselves? How? The best thing they can do is to decamp from one political party to another. How? If anything happens, they will push the blame to the ordinary people. How? How do we get here? How do we get here? I don't even know what to think. I don't know what to do. The kinds of pains these people have caused the innocent citizens of this country is beyond imagination. It's beyond explanation. It's beyond thinking of. And now, they cannot even handle what they caused. They'll be looking for a way to push blame to one tribe or the other. The most suffered tribe in Nigeria, which is Igbo today, because they are one of the major languages in Nigeria, Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. But if anything happens, they'll push the blame. They are the one, they are the one, they are the one. And because they sold themselves, it's because they don't know what they are doing. Look at their sons today. MAZI NNAMDI KANU, who is fighting for the freedom of his people. Now, jailed for life imprisonment. And after that, what happened? They moved him to Sokoto. The northern, oh God, may God help us, may God help us, may God help us. And I wish the president is watching and know what is going on in this country. Because people will remember you for good things, not all these kind of things that are happening. Well, may God help us. We know what is good for us, and we can make things right again. We need peace in this country. Please, thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share to all social media platforms. May God bless you, and never forget to pray for our country, Nigeria, because we are in dear need of God's mercy, and we are in dear need of your prayer. Thank you for doing that. May God bless you. Bye for now.